class. This is a continuation of our class. Alright, now for quite a number of time now, we have been examining the concept of algebraic simplification, just as we have it on the board, right? Now we have looked at several aspects of algebraic expression, and we are dealing currently on factorization of quadratic expression. We have looked at case 1, we looked at case 2. Case 1 was from question 31 to 35, case 2, question 36 to 40. Now, case 3 of factorization of quadratic expression is from question number 41 to 45. These are special cases, again, that we are quickly going to look at. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not done so. Please subscribe. Then also turn on the post notification bell so that anytime we release my great content, guys, you will be notified. Yes. Also, understand that one of our policy here is that you must not skip any part of this video once you start watching our video, and ensure you avoid every unnecessary distraction that will, of course, since this is factorization of quadratic expression, we don't forget the method that we use the highest power of x to multiply the constant, right? Now, when we multiply x squared by 36x, we are going to have plus 36x squared. Guys, what else do? We quickly look out for the factors of 36. So this is 36, alright? So we quickly look out for the factors of 36, plus 36. So now don't forget our policy and our rules. The major rule that you should know here is that for the product of two factors to be positive, it is either both factors are positive, or both factors are negative. This is the graph to which the product of two factors will result to a positive outcome. Now, the first factor is always the number times 1. So we have about 10 factors of 36. Is this not amazing? 10 factors. And among these 10 factors of 36, only one of these factors will be suitable for this one question. Because every question have only one particular factors. It cannot be all these factors. So how do we now get the factor that best fits to this question? All we need to do is to come to the question we're given and take the coefficient of the middle term, which happens to be what? Plus 12. Now we pull down plus 12 here. So we want to know the summation of any of these that will give us plus 12. So when we add these guys, we are going to have 37. Why this gives us minus 37? This will give us 20. Why this gives us minus 20? This gives us 15. Why this gives us minus 15? This gives us 13. And why this gives us minus 13? This gives us 12. Why this gives us plus minus 12? So guys, when we look at this question critically now, we will discover that it is 6 plus 6 and plus 6 that will give us positive 12. That means all of these other 9 factors are completely wrong for this question. So we ignore them and make do with 6 and 6. It's as simple as this. Then we are going to have this as x squared plus 6x plus 6x plus 36. Now the next thing we are quickly going to do is to look between these two factors. What is common? Between the first two factors, s is common. Bring down x. X squared divided by x, we have x. And 6x divided by x, we have 6. Then plus, between 6x and 36, guys, which are the last two terms, we have 6 to be a common factor because 36 is divisible by 6. Then we put down 6. Now 6x divided by 6x is left, and 36 divided by 6, we have 6. Now at this point, all we need to do is to collate the fraction. How do we collate this fraction? Now the next thing we do is to collate the multiplication factors. And what are the multiplication factors here? The first one is x, and the second one is plus 6, which are the numbers outside the bracket. Then pick one of the equal brackets, x plus 6. Guys, when you look at this question, you will discover that this question is exactly the same thing as x plus 6 all squared. This is one of the things that was not in the previous questions that we solved. In as much as this bracket and this bracket are the same, just as a times a is a squared, therefore x plus 6 times multiplied by x plus 6 would have given us x plus 6 squared. So this is the answer to this question. Therefore, guys, x squared plus 12x plus 36 is equal to x plus 6 all squared. This is the answer to this very question. So now, without wasting much of our time, let's head on to question number 42. Minus x plus 25. Now guys, this will multiply this guys. We are going to have plus 25x x squared. Now, what's the next thing we do? We are quickly going to put that 25 here, which is plus 25, and find two factors of 25. First, 25 times 1 would have given us 25. Only one of these factors will be suitable for this question. Which one is suitable? What controls the one that is suitable is the middle term, the coefficient of the middle term from the given question. And that coefficient of the middle term here is minus 10. It's minus 10, guys. So what do? We now add this together. This will give us 26. This will give us minus 26. This will give us plus 10. And this will give us minus 10. So now we are going to go with this. Because minus 5 will give us minus 10. And minus 5 times minus 5 will give us plus 25. So these two factors must agree with this and also agree with the middle term. If this is taken, then we will come and substitute. Then this becomes x squared minus 5x minus another 5x plus 25. This is it. Now, between the first two terms, this and this, guys, what is common here is just x. Then x squared divided by x is x. Now, minus 5x divided by x, we have minus 5. Now, the next is to put down this minus sign in between the middle portion. Now, between this term and this term, x is not common, right? But 5 is common. 5 can divide itself and 5 can also divide 25. 5 is a factor of 25. Therefore, 5 is common. Put down 5. Now, 5x divided by 5, we have x. And 25 divided by minus 5, we are going to have minus 5. It's as simple as this. Then all we need to do now is to collate what the multiplication factors, which are x and minus 5. So x and minus 5 are the multiplication factor. This is this guy, and this guy is this other one. Now the next is to pick one of the equal brackets, and this will give us x minus 5. Now looking at these guys, this is exactly the same thing as what? X minus 5 all squared. Yes. If you agree that b times b is equal to b squared, therefore x minus 5 multiplied by x minus 5 would have given us x minus 5 all squared. Hope this is taken. Then finally, guys, x squared minus 10x plus 26, plus 25 is equal to x minus 5 all squared. This is the answer to question number 42. Now, guys, let's look on it. Look at something that will happen here. In this case now, this is the first time where we are having two variables or two alphabetical letters in one function under factorization of quadratic expressions. Since we have been solving, this is the first time, or this is the first question of its kind, right? Now, what do? The first thing you also do is to check. If I multiply this guy by this guy, I'm going to have minus 21 p squared q squared. So in as much as I have p squared and I also have q squared, that means I can factorize. And when I check the middle term now, the middle term is p times q. Are we there? So in as much as I have p squared here, I have pq here, then I also have q squared here. This is also factorizable. How do we get this done? All we just need to do is to also multiply this by this. So in this case now, there is no constant. All right, you are only multiplying the one with power by the other one with power. The ones that have power to power. Are we there? Yes, the ones that have power 2 multiply the other one that have power 2. Now, when we multiply these guys, we are going to have minus 21 p squared q squared. All we quickly need to do here is to find the factor of minus 21. Now, for the product of two factors to be negative, one of the factors must be negative, not two, one of the factors. So first is 21 times 1. It's either I have minus 21 or I have minus 1. This is the first factor. Then the next is 7 times 3. So it's either I have minus 7 times 3 or positive 7 and minus 3. Now these are the basic factors of minus 21. Now the one that controls, the one we have to go with is the middle term here. And the middle term here is plus 4. Are you there yet? The coefficient of the middle term here is plus 4. So this is plus 4. Now we quickly need to add all of this together and see the one that will give us plus 4. So when I add this guy, I'm going to have minus 20. Why this gives us plus 20? This gives us minus 4, and this will give us plus 4. So now that since we have plus 4 here, guys, we go with this, which is 7pq. So what I just need to do is to put pq here and also put pq here. P times p will give me p squared, q times q will give me q, and 7 times minus 3 will give me minus 21. If this is understood, then we are done. Now we are going to quickly have p squared plus 7pq minus 3pq minus 21p squared minus 21q squared. Now all we need to do between the first two terms, what is common between the last two terms? What is common? Now between the first two terms, what is common there is just p. Only p is common. So I'll put down p, then open a bracket, p squared divided by p, I have p. Then plus 7pq divided by p, p cancel p, I have 7q. Then the middle side here is minus. Now between 3 and 21, 3 is common. Put down 3, because 3 is a factor of 21. Then I have p here, but I don't have p here. I have q here, I have q here. That means q is common. So I have minus 3q to be the common term between these last two terms. So now all I need to do now is to divide this by this guy, and I'm going to have p. Now don't p. Then the next one will have given us what? Minus 21q squared divided by minus 3q. So minus divided by minus is plus. 21 divided by 3 is 7. Q takes care of 1q here. We have 7q. It's as simple as that. So then the next thing we do is to collect the multiplication factor. Then we have p is the first multiplication factor followed by minus 3q. Then we enclose it in one bracket. Then pick one of the equal bracket, which is p plus 7q. This is it. Therefore, guys, p squared plus 4pq minus 21q squared is equal to p minus 3q times p plus 7q. This is the answer to this very question. So if you expand this now, guys, you are going to land here. Now let's look at question number 45. This is m squared. This is n squared. They can marry themselves. So this will multiply this. Now when we multiply 3m squared by minus 2m, we are going to have minus 6m squared n squared. So what we need to do now is to take out this minus 6 and find the factors of minus 6. And for the product of two factors to be negative, one must be negative. Then you see that we have minus 6 times 1 or 6 times minus 1. Or we have 3 minus 3 times 2 or 3 times minus 2. These are the factors of minus 6. So which one we go for this question now? It depends on the middle term. Now the coefficient of the middle term here is plus 5. So I will come here and simply add this, add this, add this, add this. Now these guys will give us minus 5. This one will give us plus 5. This will give us minus 1. And this will give us plus 1. Now we will go with plus 5, which is what? 6mn and minus 1mn. Because you need to add mn to both of them. Yes. This is mn multiplies this. This is mn multiplies. So when you multiply, you get m squared n squared. So at this point, I'm going to have 3m squared plus, we are going to replace this middle term now by 6mn minus 1mn minus 2m squared. So between the first two terms, what is common? Between the last two terms, what is common? It's as simple as this. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. So in this case, what do we do, guys? All we simply do is m is common between the first two terms and 3 is also common. So put down 3m. Open bracket. 3m squared divided by 3m, only 1m is left, and 6mn divided by 3m, 6 divided by 3 is 2. M cancel m, then m is left. Then this minus here, you put it down. Now what is common between this guy and this guy is only n. That is common. Only n. That is common. You put down and then open bracket, repeat the first bracket. It's as simple as this. So when you remove the bracket from here, you are going to get this back. Now the next thing we do is to quickly collate the multiplication factors, which are the factors outside the bracket. And the first term there now is 3m, which is this, and the next one now is minus n. And that will form for us one bracket. Then pick one of the equal bracket, which is n plus 2n. Therefore, 3m squared plus 5mn minus n squared is equal to 3m minus n into m plus 2n. This is it, guys. Then finally, the last but not the least, guys, I am super excited. It's not different from question 43 and question 5. It's just like removing y square here and put it here. So when I multiply these guys with the constant, I'm going to have plus 10x squared y squared. This is what we are going to have. Now that we have these guys, all we need to do is to find the factors of plus 10. We will put down 10, which is plus 10, then create a column to indicate the two factors, right? So this is 10 times 1, and this is minus 10 times minus 1. Don't forget that for the product of two numbers or two factors to be positive, both factors will either be positive, positive, or negative, negative. Emphasis. Now, we now have 5 times 2 or minus 5 times minus 2. Guys, I believe these are the major factors of plus 10. What do? We have 4 factors now and we only need 1. So we'll now come back to our question and look for the one that will give us the coefficient of the middle term, which happens to be plus 7. So we quickly add this. This will have given us 11 minus 11 plus 7 minus 7. Now for this question, it is plus 7 that we have. So we are going to go with this, where this will have given us 5mxy, and this will give us 2xy. So we quickly come here and have y squared plus 5xy plus 2xy plus 10. It's as simple as this. Very simple as this. Now when we look at the first 2 terms, something is common. When we look at the last 2 terms, something is common. Between the first 2 terms, what is common? S square is here, S is here, S is common. And now y square is here, Y is here, Y is common. So we have xy as the common factor for the first 2 terms. So if S square, Y square is divided by this, we will have just xy. Then when we divide 5xy divided by 5xy divided by xy, we are going to have this as what? Just 5. Then plus, which is this positive sign at the middle. Now between 2xy and plus 10, what is common there is just 2. Now 2xy divided by 2, we are left with xy. And 10 divided by 2, we are left with 5. As simple as this. Then what we do is to collate the multiplication factors, which are the terms outside the brackets. And what are the terms outside the bracket? Now the first one here is xy plus 2 is the second multiplication factor for the second bracket. Then we'll now pick one of the equal bracket, which is x, y plus 5. Therefore, guys, x squared y squared plus 7xy plus 10 is equal to xy plus 2 times xy plus 5. This is the answer to question number 25. Guys, we have come to the end of factorization. We are going to have some special case, but we are going to stop here at this very point. Now guys, before you exit this video, the link to the if you have not done so, please inform your friend. Don't forget to turn on the post notification button so that you will be notified anytime we release new content, and ensure that you like this current video before you exit. We love you. Share this video, make your necessary comment, like this video. Love you. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. I remain Mentor Prince. Engineer Son.